All right, we're nearly ready, and we'll be getting going here in just a second. Hey, Ostrich, how you doing? First one to chat tonight. Nice. That works out nicely. Hey, we're nearly ready to go. The only thing I got to do is I forgot to move over my mouse. I like a specific mouse I like for streaming, so I'm going to do that, and we'll be good to go. There we go. Much, much better. Much, much better. All right, so tonight we're going to be doing a couple missions, and we're going to do a repeat of the same mission we did last night, only we're going to do it correctly this time. And I made me a new, and I'm going to switch to it right here. I made me a new Be Right Back screen. There we go. See? Be right back. That way I no longer have to... If my game crashes like it has the last couple nights, we won't have to worry about, you know, whether or not, you know, I won't have to go back to this screen here that we will begin shortly. I can go straight to we'll be right back. There we go. But we're going to switch to this screen. So that way we can play the game a little bit here. All right, so this is my current mission right here. We tried to do this one last night, and we failed. And I'll explain why in case somebody wasn't watching or something like that. But, all right, so we got to measure the temperature on the surface at 3 different places on Minmus. Now, what I made would have worked. The problem is I dropped my rover off way too soon. And my rover could not, it was way too far to actually drive all that way and get those temperatures. So then I tried flying my actual craft over there, and I nearly ran out of fuel. I barely had enough to make it back. I had to air brake on my way back. So that nearly turned into a disaster because I also forgot to put an ablator on my craft because I built it backwards, so I forgot to put an ablator on there. But this time, we're going to take that same craft, and we're going to do it right this time. We're actually going to land amongst these and have the rover go get the temperatures the right way. But, and I think the thing only cost me like, I don't remember how much it cost to build, 56,000, something like that. I don't have to check. But we're getting a good amount of money here. But I also looked, and we have another mission to plant another flag on Minmus. That's, you know, a little over 200,000 bucks right here. So we're going to go ahead and accept that. We don't quite have the money to do some of these. You know, build a surface outpost, conduct temperature surveys. Okay, that's in space flight. I could do those pretty easily. Those are not fun. What I am going to do, though, before I even go to any missions, I'm actually going to go to this tracking station. And I'm going to start right off by getting these mobile space labs, and I'm going to get the science from them. That way I can buy the next tier of things that I want. Hey Moon Tori, how's it going? Welcome to tonight's stream. Well, glad to have you back. All right, so we're going to transmit science. Look at that, we've got 90 science. I'm going to have to refresh all the stuff here, you know, and do all the science again soon, but 90 science from there, that's awesome. That is amazing. I love that. Let's move that out of the way so I can kind of see our science there. All right, so now we'll go back to the Space Center. And I'm doing good, Moon Tori. I'm doing good. I'm excited about this stream. We're about to go back to Minmus, and we're going to get those temperatures the right way. Okay, so now we'll do the one orbiting the moon, and we'll fly that. Okay. We'll go ahead and transmit science. How much science? We've got 110 science on this one. Transmits. No available. What? I don't have a relay to this right now. Let's just fast forward time here. There we go. Now we do have a relay. That was easy. Alright, so we're going to go back here and we're going to transmit 110 science. That's awesome. Alright, so we're gonna transmit that out. So yeah, this is awesome. These things basically, like I said, they give you unlimited science is what they do. Okay, so we'll go back to the Space Center. Because once you have these up in the air, it's all just a matter of time because they're going to give you... What in the world? Okay, so I've told you before how I monitor my Twitch stream through a tablet. Well, my tablet was watching last night's video. It was not watching live. That's hilarious. Okay, so now we'll do the one orbiting Minmus. We will fly this here. We'll get this science. How much science do we have from this one? Probably not as much because it took 129. Wow. Nice. This is awesome. This is awesome. But, yeah, there we go. So, we're going to have all this science to play around with, and we're going to get even more later. And, you know, the thing is, I could actually, you know, I could have a couple of these up here and just making up all this science. I'm not going to, though. I don't need to. Once you reach a certain point in your tech tree, you've pretty much unlocked everything you absolutely need. So I can get 2 of these, or I can, you know, that's a nice one. Let me see, that one's a really nice engine right there. It doesn't have, it's got really good at sea level ISP, which is awesome. But then what is this? That's the very heavy rocketry. Got some, you know, some amazing stuff up here. High performance fuel systems, large volume containment. You got these really large fuel tanks. Advanced metalworks. Okay, modular girder segment. That's nice to have. That's really fun to play with right there. But that's nice to have for my building of my landers and things like that. Composites. Okay, protective shell. And these are good for... Hey, Drew, how's it going? You know, I've got the only mods I'm using right now, Ostrich. I see that you say get mods. Yeah, no worries, Drew. Technically, I started about 5 to 10 minutes before I normally start. So, I mean, I normally start, I like to start about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, but sometimes I got to push that back to 9. And I start at like 7:50, so you're fine. All right, so this one's good to have because all these, not this one necessarily, although it is good, but all these pieces to, hey, teen survivalists, how's it going? But all these are good for building various like stations and things like that. So that's a real good one. Of course, we got our high altitude flight that we could try to get. Field science has, oh, wait a second. Let me see this here. Okay, it only has stability assist, but this is cool because it's got the command seat, so I can make a rover that they can actually drive rather than be automated. So that'd be a good one to get. Scanning tech, this will help me later, and things that I can do later. High power electrics, we got the solar array, a much better battery, a fuel cell. This is pretty cool because you can use rocket fuel to make power. So you can actually use this to make power. And then we got a thermal control system. whenever you're digging for fuels and stuff, you can then use this to let off some of that heat. Electronics, let's see, there's communicatron, an accelerometer. All right, and then we've got a relay antenna. This one's really good. If this is what I'm thinking of, let's see, is that the drone core that I like? Yeah, here we go. This is awesome. Because this one here flies better than any of my pilots currently do. Because it gives me stability assist, prograde and retrograde, radial and normal, maneuver hold, and target tracking. So I can tell it to point at a target. That comes in real handy later on. But then later on we will end up getting this right here, which is awesome. This, you know, it's a generator, and we won't, even when you're on the dark side of something where you can't get reached by the sun, you can still generate power. So that's going to be nice to have later. And we're going to be getting all this science tech, you know, a lot of good things here, some amazing things coming up. And what we're going to eventually do with our campaign here is we're going to have a base on Minmus where we're going to mine materials. Then we're going to send these materials up into space where they are going to meet up with a space station around Minmus. And then what they're going to do is they're going to take those materials and they're going to turn those into fuel. So then anytime I need to send up something into space, I won't have to build a rocket large enough to get it into space and to its destination. I just have to build it large enough to get it into space. Then it will refuel, and then we'll be able to go on from there. But right now I need to decide what I'm going to do. I think I want this these composites right here because these will help me build stuff later, and then this one is going to be fun to play with, so I'm actually going to put that one right there. Okay, so we're down to 27 science now. But eventually we'll have that entire tree. Now, what I'm going to do is, I saw you post this a couple minutes ago. Look up Game Dev Tycoon on Steam. I've actually seen that. All right, so what we're going to do is our missions now are, we're going to do the temperature missions that we were going to do last night and that we failed to do properly. But what we're going to do is we're also going to plant a flag on Minmus. So we're going to go back to this Minmus rover and we're going to build it, we're going to leave it nearly identical. But one thing we are for sure going to do, we're going to take that off. We are going to get ourselves an ablator. Boom. And boom. There we go. Now when I come back, I will have an ablator. Now this thing worked great last time. The only thing was, like I said, I dropped this too far away from where I wanted it to go. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to fly back up to Minmus. We're going to, let me double check and make sure everything is staged right, because I just want to make sure. Right, those stage fine. Okay, those all fall off at the same time. At the same time, those kick off. Then we got those and those kick off. Then we decouple that. We want that to decouple before those parachutes come off. We don't want the parachutes coming out the same time I decouple. And I am going to make, not really a change, but I am going to go ahead and add these to it, because that just helps with the launch. Wait a second, where are those? Why would I put those here? That doesn't make any sense. There we go. All right, so we've got a good rocket here, and this worked last time. Last night, this got us all the way to Minmus. Landed on Minmus, did some roving around Minmus, and still made it home. And let's see if this works, and it will work. Okay, turn on. Wait a second. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot. I have to put in, because I have a drone core on here, I have to actually tell them, hey, I want pilots and stuff in here. So we go crew, and we need to put our pilots and our scientists and all them in there. Now I can launch this thing, because it was trying to control it from the drone core. And while I could get there and land with the drone core, I would not be able to get back. The ship would just land and be there. And I'm going to make sure that it says control from here. There we go. And now we are fully ready. Turn that on. That's much better. F5 for safety and launch. So this mission, you know, we should be successful. I'm going to try to land really, really close to where I need to take those temperatures. And then, you know, I can drop that drone. And I don't want to put up... Now, one thing I did last night, in here, and let's see, where is it? Right here, there is, yeah, that, you know, we've got this antenna. I put it up before disconnecting it last night, and it broke when it went down because it was up inside here when I detached it. So I do want to fix that. All right, ship's doing great. Put this back up here. Ship's doing great. Still got 10 more seconds before our next stage. It's wanting to tilt to the right a little bit, but it's fine. I haven't touched the controls yet. I have not moved the anything except for just looking around. There we go. Drop those. Go up just a little bit higher, and then we'll start our turn. Here we go. We'll start our turn here. And if I remember correctly, this one has a tendency to get away from me, so I've got to be careful on this turn. Yeah, it's wanting to go further. Fidget spinner rocket. All right, so we'll get about the 45 degree, and we'll hold it there. Now, once my prograde reaches where I'm pointing, it'll actually be a little bit more stable. There we go. And we'll keep it there for a while. Antenna boosters are 45 degree angle around a fuel thing with huge engines on the bottom. You know, I've done a sounding rocket similar to that, and that might be a fun little experiment to do. What you can do is you can actually send a rocket straight up, but have winglets on it that are at angles, and you just launch it, and the winglets will cause it to start spinning faster and faster. It actually becomes pretty cool. Now, I made my mic a little bit more, not more sensitive, but more, I turned the threshold of what it'll pick up down. So I guess it, in a way, is making it sensitive. So you guys might hear me taking a drink out of my squeeze bottle, etc. We'll cut it when our apoapsis gets to about 80. There we go. Go ahead and set our circularization. Good enough. Boom. Do the winglet thing, but put the winglets on 8 huge boosters around a fuel thingy with a huge engine on the bottom. All right, turn just slightly. I sometimes forget that this thing has built-in RCS on it. There we go. The ultimate fidget spinner. I might have to try that. That might be fun. And what would be really cool is if I just had it where it would fly upwards very, very slowly instead of like just launching up into space. It might be fun. Hey, thank you for the follow, GDO, or do you go by Cyrus? Either way, thank you for the follow. I greatly. All right, so we're gonna try to get to the moon, to get to Minmus here. We're gonna go ahead and set it as my target. We'll worry about the. I only got 4 seconds left till burn here. We'll worry about the inclination of my orbit after we circularize. Now, a mod that I am going to look for, one that because it doesn't come in the stock, is doesn't Twitch follow require Prime or not? No, a Twitch follow does not require. Anybody can follow on Twitch. Now, I haven't become an affiliate on Twitch yet, though I'm likely to soon because I was invited last week, and I'm going to probably take that soon. But anybody can follow on Twitch. But then if you want to sub, it's, what, $5 a month or something, but I don't have subs yet. Oh, well, let me... There we go. That works. All right, so we'll get rid of that. All right, so now we want to go normal. So you can see here that our descending node, basically this descending node and this ascending node, is what's my name on Twitch? My name on Twitch is SapperWoody83, all one word. But this ascending node and descending node, that's where the moon's path, or the Minmus path, and my orbit cross. Since this is going down compared to it, I know I need to push this side up. So I go to normal, which will raise the side that I'm looking at, raise that side of the orbit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp here. I'll get closer to this node. And you could do this with a maneuver node, but there's no reason to, unless you can't do this here because, you know, then it's just easier. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my thrusters a bit. And I'm going to chase, and I might have to turn them up more because this one has a low thrust-to-weight ratio. But I'm basically going to chase this away from me. I want to make that be 0 degrees. But if it gets too far, then I'll cut it, and I'll get closer to it. There we go. Now I'll come get closer to it, and I'll do the same thing. I'm just pushing this away from me until that reaches 0.0 degrees. The fastest car I can. You know, I've not tried to make actual like cars on this. That might be something fun to do. So there we go. I'm still pushing that away from me. You can see that this side's getting higher, this side's getting lower. Six Twitch viewers. Yeah, well, 7 now. But overused dappies. Yeah, I was trying to become a Twitch affiliate, Ostrich. And to do that, I had to get an average of 3 viewers over 30 days. And I was struggling to do that because most of my people were actually watching me on YouTube. And then suddenly it just went up to like 4 average and then 4.5. And last night I think I had an average of 9.2. So I was pretty excited about last night. I had 9 new followers on Twitch last night, an average of 9.2 viewers. And it was just such a good stream. I think I got 3 or 4 new subs on YouTube. Okay, so we're going to take a look and find Minmus here. It's right about there. So we're going to start our node right here. I just kind of guess where this node needs to be. Whoops, I didn't mean to warp there. I kind of guess where this node needs to be, and then I can move it around if it's not in the right spot. Okay, so it's not nearly in the right spot. We need to... I went too far there. Let's back it off here. There we go. So that's where I want it. So now I'll just hit prograde. I've got 15 minutes until the node burn. Okay. Make a fast car with just aero spike engines. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to warp closer to my maneuver here, because I don't want to sit here and wait for 15.5 minutes, and I'm sure you guys don't want me to either. So I'm going to warp there. And then I'm going to do something that I don't recommend you doing unless you're familiar with this game and how it works. Once I start my burn, I'm going to get rid of the maneuver node. I use this as a guide for when to start my maneuver node, and then once I actually start my burn, I just get rid of the maneuver node. Let's go ahead and extend antenna. There we go. It might be fun to try to make something like that, GDO. Now I am more of a a space flight person. I like when I try to make planes, and there's somebody that's been watching on YouTube. He wants me to try to make some planes. Ultra Blitz is his name, and I may take an episode, or an entire stream one night and just see what I can do as far as making things like that. Just have fun, nothing that has to do with missions. Just make planes, make cars, whatever, and just have fun with it. But yeah, a mod, I was saying earlier, a mod that I want to find is something that allows me to make rotating parts. The only mods I'm using right now are Kerbal Engineer Redo and Kerbal Alarm Clock. That's the only 2 mods I have installed right now. And so I would like to find a mod. When I play KSP, whatever I do is make the most illogical rockets ever. Well, the rockets that I make, typically, they work. Alright, I don't make them always pretty, but they usually work. I'm trying to start getting into the habit of making them a little more pretty, too. Now, this one here, I've only got 50 seconds, so I have to make this quick. But this one here is built, specifically for landing on Minmus and then dropping off this rover. So it's kind of, what they call parachute dropping, where you put the engines on top, but it's not really. It's just I have this load here with the engines around it, dropping it, landing it, and then this falls the rest of the way to the surface. Tell you who makes amazing looking rockets is Daz Valdez. That guy, I watch his stream every now and again, and his stuff just looks amazing. 24 seconds. But last night we did a lot of missions for money, and we're still kind of in that zone. We're doing missions for money while we're waiting on the science to unlock things. All right, 5 more seconds till node burn. And burn. And like I said, I don't recommend you do this unless you're really familiar with the game, but I just got rid of the node. I'm just going to do this manually. 800 boosters around a tiny fuselage. Alright, so once it gets out there, and I kept looking at the moon like that was my destination. It's actually Minmus is my destination. Starting to get out there now. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to increase it slowly. And when it gets even closer, I'll cut it again, and I'll start slow again. And I'm just going to walk it in. There we go. My periapsis on the Minmus encounter is 400,000, so it's pretty high. F5 for safety there. I always save before warping because sometimes the physics messes up and makes you miss your mark. 800 boosters, all 800. Alright, so we're going to warp over here. And the great thing is, while I'm doing this, my orbital science stations are still getting me more science. Alright, let's go ahead and warp to the sphere of influence here. Now I know that my targets are near the top there. I remember that. I'm just not entirely sure exactly where. I'm going to have to look when I get closer and, you know, make my... Basically, I'm going to have to adjust my orbit to go over... I'm going to have to adjust my orbit to go over that spot, and then I'm going to have to land on that spot. So the first thing I need to do is actually get into an orbit. So I'll get over here to my my periapsis here, and then I'll circularize. What's going on here? Why is it not moving? I have no controls. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to Space Center here, and then I'll go back up and fly that. Hopefully it doesn't ruin it. I had no controls there, like nothing, which didn't make sense because I've got Kerbals flying it. I don't have... It's not like I needed a... you know, a signal. Right, so let's go back to it. Tell it to point retrograde. I still have no control. Why do I have no control over this thing? I'm out of electric charge. How did I get out of electric charge? So what I need to do is give it some electric charge. Do I not have... Okay, I do. Yeah. There we go. So that's why I couldn't control it. I was out of electric charge. Okay, I'm going to get my my periapsis down to about 50,000-ish. There we go. Then I'll bring my apoapsis down. Alright, so you can see that's where I need to land right there. So I need to change my orbit completely. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I am going to circularize, then I'll change my orbit to go up and down here, and then I will try to land right there. That's right where I want to land. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go normal. I can go normal or anti-normal. It does not matter. Now, a little bit of a recap here. These here, basically, this is forward, backward, up, down, out, in. That's your 6 directions right there. So you can see how I'm changing my orbit to kind of go over the poles here. I want it to cross right over that, but that's going to move since Minmus is so small. So I'm going to kind of do this right here. I'm going to get it really close and then cut it and call it good. Because watch what happens as I warp up here. Actually, it's not moving that much. It's not bad. I can still move it over a little bit. There we go, we'll kill it there. And we'll try to land right on top of it. By basically coming up here. And we will go normal again before I do anything. Push these a little bit more over, and then I will start my descent. There we go. Now I'll go retrograde. I wonder, can I go ahead and go surface? I can. Okay. It's a little bit more than I wanted. In fact, you know what? Let's help it out. Let's make it a bit further. I just got to be careful about my my fuel here, my delta V. There we go. F5 for safety, and now we're going to try to land pretty much right there. Now the thing is, I can't see it here. That's what sucks. I wish I could. Now what I can do is I can actually turn on activate navigation, but it doesn't really help me any. It's not like I have an overlay or I can see them or anything. But what I am going to do, I've already F5. So if I do something stupid and crash, you know, then I'm okay. There we go. I'm still 36,000 above. I'm going to fast forward still just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so I'm really, really close to these things. So all I need to do now is just land. There we go. So my horizontal speed is only 3.93. So we're doing fine there. You can see those numbers up here. My vertical speed is negative 18 and it's increasing. My horizontal speed is not too bad. I do want to activate my landing gear. And again, I'm real close to these, so I'm not going to be perfect, but I'm real close. You can see over there, what is that? Second Minmus landing. If I look around, I can probably see, yeah, third Minmus landing, and then something's over there, probably my old rover. Then I got first Minmus landing. Alright, so I need to slow down just a bit here. Don't need to slow down much, I just need to barely kick on my engines. Slowing down too much now. I'm still about half a kilometer above the planet. Notice how this here says I'm 3,500, but this here altitude terrain only 500. So this is the number you want to watch, because this one's above sea level. Obviously, there's no sea on the on Minmus, but this is the one you want to watch. This is how high you are above where you're going, well, directly beneath you. Lower my thrust to weight slightly there, just by lowering my thrust. You kind of want to watch this. You don't want to fails. This is not part of the engineer mod. This is stock. The only two mods I use give me these numbers here and an alarm clock. That's the only mods I use. So I'm about to touch down here. There we go. Nice landing here. It's going to bounce. These have some spring to them. So with that, how do you activate it? How do you activate the mod? Is that what you're asking? If you're playing on the PC, you can actually just Google Kerbal Engineer mods, or Kerbal Space Engineer mods, or Kerbal Space Program mods, sorry, and look for Kerbal Engineer. Then when you have that, you have to either have an engineer with you, or you need one of these flight computers right here. Okay, so now that I am landed, I will decouple node. There we go. My antenna did not break this time, so that's always a plus. And we'll try to get out of here. Actually, let's take one temperature. Okay. So I need to see, where am I in relation to these things? Okay, one is pretty much straight to my east, it looks like. So let's try to drive this thing out of here. Let's see here. Let's find north, which I believe 90 degrees should be the east. So this should be pointing. I should be going pretty much east right now. Okay, let's go ahead and extend these solar panels. Let's extend our antenna. Yeah, those numbers are not stock, but that's the only that's the, like I said, that Kerbal Engineer is. I am not still active duty. I am medically retired. I have gotten a medical retirement from the Army. Let me see, am I going the right way? I wish I could zoom in more, but I can't. I want to make sure I'm going the right way. Whoops. Because it doesn't show me here. Okay. Actually, okay. There we go. Let's go to that one. These lights aren't really helping me much. Former Jarhead. Hey, ooh, wow. Those lights suddenly started working. I served with a lot of Marines when I was in Afghanistan. Alright, so I've got lots of electric charge here. Those lights keep lighting up the ground there. Let this coast well. Good thing I'm not on crazy terrain. I'm just not sure how far away I am, or anything like that. So this is going to take a little bit, but we're going to get it right. We'll get it right. See, what I did before is I actually landed, well, way over here somewhere. Oh, there's the rover. That's where I landed. I tried to come all the way up here. I was like, nope. There we go. Perfect. So now I need to go to the next one. Whoa! No, 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 don't tip, don't tip. Come back, come back. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Turn my brakes on here. Okay, come on. We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. There we go. Just calm down. There we go. Okay. Stop this thing here. There we go. Now, where was that other one? Go very slowly here. Okay, nothing broke during that little mishap, so that was good. This thing was very, very stable on Kerbin and couldn't flip, but, you know, Minmus is so much smaller that, obviously, a lot less stability here. If the lights are too bright, you could try the ambient light adjustment. Is that a stock thing? See, the lights are, they're not too bright, it's just every once in a while they just kind of glitch is what's going on. Doing fine for electricity. Where's my lander? Still, it's within a kilometer. Nice. There's escape settings, and scroll down a bit. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, the lights aren't too bright. They're just worthless for me right now. I mean, they're brightening this, but not the ground. That's the issue. You know what would have been fun is to put a tiny little engine on this thing, and when I was done with it, just rocket it out to space. Made it into a probe. Okay, let's stop before I do anything else. Okay, we are stopped. Let's get another temperature reading. Boom. Okay, now I still have... That's not everything, is it? Oh, I guess that is. Weird. Alright, well, I don't need this anymore, so... Yeah, hit the brake here. I'm rolling backwards. Now I can switch to here. I need to plant a flag. So we're going to go... Jebediah, my pilot, he's going to EVA out. We'll have him... get off here and plant a flag. There we go. Plant a flag, Jebediah. He's planted so many flags for me. This is our 4th Minmus landing. 4th Minmus landing. Plaque text. What do I want to put for the plaque? We came. We took... Minmus temperature ... rectally. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get a... Let's do an EVA report. Give me a bit of science here. Let's take a surface sample. Should still get me quite a bit of science, even though I've done it several times before. Turn my RCS on and get him back into the... get him back into the ship here. Then I'll do my other experiments, and we'll get out of here and go home. Okay, so we will observe the materials bay. Still getting lots of science, even though, like I said, I've already gotten all this. If a visitor reads that plaque, they'll know it's Minmus. Yeah, all this science, even though I've been here before, 4 times. I love how much science you can get from Minmus. There we go, and I think the last thing is a crew report. There we go. And we've got plenty of Delta V to get us back home. Let's see which way am I. If I just rocket up and a little bit south, I'll be fine. Yep, that's exactly what I want to do. Now, last night I had to air brake a lot, but I think I will have enough Delta V where I won't have to do too much air braking this time. Give myself a little bit more upward angle here. Wow, 40. No, let's see. Is that going to come down if I keep going? Yes, it will. Good. If it starts going up, then I'll stop. Well, I don't want to rocket off into space, so let's F5 for safety, as we do. We'll warp to the SOI. Now, we left that rover there. That may come in handy later, or we might just forget about it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It could go either way. And once I get into Kerbin's SOI, again, I'm not going to let myself rocket all the way out into space. I'll get over here, and then I'll start burning retrograde. I'll go down the line over here somewhere and warp here. I wanted to get a little bit away from, and we'll go all the way over here. I wanted to get a little bit away from Minmus so I didn't accidentally get pulled back into its influence. But looks like things are doing okay. I should have enough Delta V to bring this down. Yeah, what I like to do is I like to. This does have an ablator on it now. It didn't last night when I did this a similar mission because I built the thing backwards and forgot to put one on there. We'll bring it down to about 56,000. One of these days, I'm going to learn how to just come back and then land on Kerbin. It's something I've never tried. But of course, if I finally make a operable SSTO, then I can actually just land with that. Oh, hey, look. Twitch stream. Let's dismiss that. Let's get back into Kerbin there. You guys can see my messy desktop for a second there. Here we go. This will work. That's an old alarm. I used to stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Now I stream pretty much every day at 8 or 9 is how it works. Oh, looky there. I'm just going to go ahead and, well, I'll bring in my, there we go. And then I will warp until I get to inside the atmosphere here. Then I'll use what I have to bring my periapsis back down. Or my apoapsis, sorry. Hopefully not affecting my periapsis too much unless... Hey, thank you for the follow, Pi. Appreciate it. You know, last night I got 9 new on Twitch. I'm wondering if I can beat it tonight. That'd be awesome. I think I've got 2 so... I've been streaming less than an hour. Let's see if we can keep that going and see if I can get some more new followers. 9 is going to be a tough number to beat, but we might be able to beat it tonight. Two follows for, I'm guessing that's supposed to say now. How am I doing on heat? Fine. I'm out of, there we go. We'll go ahead and kick that off. Retract antenna so they don't blow up and hurt anything else. And it'll take at least one more pass, maybe one after that. Don't know what you would stream. Well, you know, I wasn't sure what I was going to stream either. But then, you know, I love Kerbal Space Program, and people seem to enjoy watching it. Of course, I think when you showed up, Ostrich, I was streaming City Skylines, and people seem to like that. So it's games like that that people seem to enjoy me watching, and I enjoy watching me play, and I enjoy playing those games. Never got anyone watching. Well, I tell you what, I've been streaming now, not every night, but I've been streaming for about 2 years, and just in the past few months has anything really started to happen. But then again, like I said, I was only streaming, you know, once or twice a week. And had I been doing it consistently, all the time, you know, maybe I'd be somebody right now. But as it is, you know, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy with the growth I've seen recently. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a couple passes here. At least one more pass, one more full pass, I'm guessing, and then on our second pass, we might. What is that? Let me double check. I do have the ablator on here. Good. All right, so we are out of the Atmo, so I'm just going to fast forward until we get back into Atmo. 83 followers. Okay, so I've gotten 2 tonight so far, because I ended at 81 last night. Okay, I wonder if this might come in enough for us to make a landing, but I doubt it. I think we're gonna make a full pass here before we actually land. Now, last night it was my final mission. Is when we went up to Minmus again. We came back with this exact same ship, but again, I had forgotten to put an ablator on it, so I had to be very careful, and I ended up doing so many passes with my air brakes, or aero braking. I want to say we probably did 7 or 8 passes because I also ran out of Delta V. I barely had enough to get us into the atmosphere of Kerbin here, and yeah, it was really tense. I was afraid my guys were going to die because I had these same 3, the big 3 right here: Jebediah, Bill, and Bob, and I had those 3 in the ship, and I was like, I did the entire mission, came back, and I was like, oh, dang it, I didn't put an ablator on it, and I figured they were all going to die, but they eventually they survived. I did a lot of pancaking to slow down, and yeah, they ended up surviving. And on this career, I have not played anything off camera yet. Everything that I've done has been on camera. So if anybody's curious about the things I've done so far, yeah, no heat shield makes it interesting, and you also don't want to run out of yeah, which I should have plenty of electric charge for this. Yeah, got plenty. But yeah, I've got this career all on video on YouTube. I don't have videos on Twitch, but on YouTube, if people are curious and want to go back and see anything I've done so far in this career. I have not really left the Kerbin system yet. I put a station around the sun and then brought it back and crashed it, just because it was a mission to do so. So I just sent out a little tiny probe, had it go into the orbit of the sun, and then brought it right back. But here soon, I'm going to make I'm going to try to do a mission out of this system. I'm not sure where I'm going to go. Duna is usually the first place people go, and that might be someplace I go. We'll just have to see. But I think tonight I'm going to continue doing missions to like the moon and Minmus, and just try to come up with more money essentially, as I'm also getting science from those laboratories, the mobile laboratories. But then here soon, I don't, and soon is can mean many things, but I'm actually going to play a game that Mesifesto gifted to me. I've never played it, and I purposely did not play it until I can stream it. But it's Endless Space, and it looks real fun. It looks like it's all I did is I looked it up on Steam to try to check it out, and it looks like it's pretty awesome. But I've not played it yet, and the first time I play it will be on live stream. Because I think, in my opinion, it's much more fun to watch somebody learn to play a game like that. Like if they're going to play a new game, it's much more fun for them to play it and learn it live rather than to have them already be experts at it before they ever live stream it, because it's much more entertaining in my opinion. All right, so we are going up a little bit. Our apoapsis is nearly inside the atmosphere. Our next pass, we will for sure be landing. But yeah, like I was saying, I've been invited to be a Twitch affiliate, which means that I would be streaming to Twitch and not streaming to YouTube. So right now it looks like I got just a couple people watching on YouTube. If you guys are watching on YouTube, feel free to check me out, www.twitch.tv/ Sapper Woody, and because it looks like I'm going to go ahead and accept being a Twitch affiliate. My Twitch has really started to take off lately, and I think I'm going to go over to Twitch exclusively. Because once you become a Twitch affiliate, that's what you have to do. You have to, if you are live streaming to Twitch, you can't live stream to anything else. So what I'm planning on doing is going over to Twitch, live streaming, and then putting just videos on YouTube, not actually live streaming. That should go to all the chats right there. Because the way I monitor my chats is I actually have a program that allows me to look at, just like Ninja. In what way? In the fact that he's a Twitch exclusive? Is that what you're talking about? I'm guessing that's what you mean. Ninja's like the biggest Twitch streamer at all, isn't he? Like, I think he plays Fortnite for the most part. All right, so we are out of the atmosphere. We'll fast forward, and we will be landing next time. Well, you know, for the longest time, they weren't actually a live stream for YouTube. That only happened in the past year or two, actually. YouTube didn't have live streaming for a long time. I'm not sure exactly when it started. And even after it started, it wasn't a big thing. And only recently has it become a thing where people actually live stream to YouTube. All right, this is definitely the time we're going to be landing. My periapsis is so low that we're definitely going to be landing, and my apoapsis will come into the atmosphere soon. We're going a little bit faster than I would like to be at this point in time, but I'm okay. We're going to be fine. We've got the ablator, so any heat that we pick up, it'll be fine. And I explained last night that the ablator is actually a pretty cool scientific thing. What it does is, as it heats up, little pieces of it flake off and fly off into the atmosphere. So the heat that goes into this ablator actually fly off with those pieces and get disseminated into the atmosphere rather than transferring the heat to the rest of the ship. And that's how an ablator works. I may never actually reach my periapsis. If it drops too much, then I'll just land before reaching periapsis, which is kind of looking like what it's going to be. Again, I'm going a little bit fast, but oh well. Post clips from his stream on YouTube. Yeah, what I'm thinking about doing, though, is actually not posting clips of my streams to YouTube, but actually I would make different videos for YouTube. So what I would do is, if I was live, I would be on Twitch, but then I would off camera, you know, I'd go back and I would record pre-recorded videos for YouTube, and I would have different series. Like, let's say I was playing Kerbal Space Program on Twitch. Well, that's what I would do on Twitch. But on YouTube, I would play something else. I've got a whole series of the storyline of Destiny or Destiny 2 on YouTube. I started a series on a Sherlock Holmes game on YouTube. I started to play through all the Halos, which I have not finished that. I need to go back and finish that for YouTube. And so that's what I would do. I would play games like this Kerbal Space Program or City Skylines or Roller Coaster Tycoon or things like that on Twitch stream, and then, like I said, pre-record other games for YouTube. A game that I would like to stream, but I can't quite yet, is Mech Warrior Online. I really like that game, but the reason I can't do it quite yet is simply because right now I can't figure out this audio throughput thing. Right now, anything that happens, you guys see it, the audio synced up with the action on screen. But when something happens on screen for me, I don't hear it for about 1.5 to 2 seconds, and it's very annoying, and it makes it to where I can't do first-person shooters or anything that requires immediate reactions to sound. I can't do. So that's something I'm trying to figure out, how I can hear the sound immediately. And it has something to do with the throughput, but my computer's old, and it's not working the way they said it. I thought I had it working at once, but all I got was a whole bunch of echoes, and it was horrible, kind of like feedback in a sound system. That ship will withstand a reentry speed of 3,200 meters a second. Like I said, there would be some overheating, but that heat shield is a real deal. Yeah, this will be fine with the heat shield. And I got all this science on board. That'll be nice to have that science. Kind of makes me want to try to get more missions to Minmus. That way I can have even more science, because Minmus, it's a gold mine of science. And I know you guys can. I'm going to turn this up so you guys can hear the... There we go. I've got some re-entry heating going on here. This game is really bad about having quiet sounds and loud sounds. Like, it's crazy. Some of the game will be so quiet you can barely hear it, and then heat it up. But some of the sounds will be so loud that it blows your ears out, and then other times it'll be so quiet you can barely hear it. So this game's real bad about that. How you doing tonight, Mezzy? I don't expect you to respond. But yeah, this is going to be an easy landing. Yeah, I forget what my master game volume is, but it's really low, which, like I said, means some of the sounds don't even hardly come across. Yeah, I'm slowing down pretty nicely. Turn that down a bit again. But yeah, it's not, like I was saying, Pi, it's not so much the volume, though. It's the disparity of volumes. Like, sometimes it'll be loud and sometimes quiet. Alright, we're slowing down quite a bit now. We'll pop our chutes here in just a second. We'll turn off our SAS, and we will fast forward and let it just float to the ground. There we go. Turn off SAS and fast forward. And I always fast forward this point because, like I said, eventually I'll be only traveling like 3 or 3.5 meters per second, and I'll still be 600 to 900 meters. So unless we just wanted to sit here and watch it fall for 10 minutes, you know, then it's not something I want to do. There we go, about 4 meters per second, and we were about 800 meters in the air. So that'd be about 200 seconds, so about 3.5 minutes roughly to watch it. That's why I fast forward. Yeah, we'll make a nice easy landing, we'll get that science, and then we'll start looking at what other missions we want to do. I'm not sure. Wow, you don't believe in taking chances. No, I put way more than you need on here. I always have and probably always will. All right, there we go. You know, I should get out and plant a flag on Kerbin. That'd be hilarious. All right, 493 science from that. That's awesome. Got some good funds. Let's take a look at what we want here. And I'm going to go ahead and get this heavier rocketry first. Nuclear propulsion. Now this thing's awesome. Look at its ISP right here. 800 in a vacuum. That is insanely high. However, take a look at its thrust. 60 kilonewtons. So this thing, it has a very, very high efficiency, but it doesn't move fast at all. So if you need to get somewhere and it doesn't matter how fast you get there, that's what you want this for. Because it'll get you there, and it'll get you there efficiently, but it will not get you there fast. Now, what is this? This one. We already looked at that. Large volume containment. Those are some huge tanks. I've got enough to get a couple of these actually. So let's go here. Let's go to precision engineering. That's something I want. And specialized control or advanced landing. That's something I want. There we go. All right, let's take a look at our next missions. Good for interplanetary transfers, and it uses liquid fuel only, no oxidizer. Correct, yes. Expand. Okay. Ensure the station has antenna. It does. Docking port does. Can generate power. Okay, is currently in support of Minimus. Currently supports 5 Kerbals. I want you to support at least 10 Kerbals. No. I don't have the money for that because Kerbals are expensive right now. Add auxiliary research to the lab, maintain stability. Yeah, I don't have the funds for that. There we go, another plant flag on Minimus. Let's see here. Recover a part. Rescue someone. You know, rescuing people is actually a good way to grow your staff of Kerbals. Because like right now, it would take, if I go over here, how much would it be to hire another Kerbal? It would be 185,000. You don't actually have to populate the station to satisfy the contract, only have the capacity. Now that's something I didn't know. See, I've got 9 assigned to the mobile stations out there. Yeah, right now it would be 185,000 to get to hire another Kerbal, or I could get paid to go rescue somebody. I don't even have to bring back his ship. Just get him. I've already got a ship built for that too. 6 tourists. What are these? Fly by, land on Minimus, orbit around the moon. Fly by Minimus, land on Minimus, orbit around Minimus. You know, eventually I'll build a space plane where I can take tourists like that easily. I just, I have not done so yet. But yeah, like this, in fact, actually, rescue him from orbit of Minimus and plant flag on Minimus. I wonder if I can do both of those at the same time easily enough. Of course, anytime I go to plant a flag on Minimus, I come back with so much science. The one around the moon. Yeah. Polar orbit of Minimus, what do I get for that? I might be able to do this one pretty easily. I need to put another satellite around Minimus anyway, because I need it for communication purposes. So Let's do that one. Let's put a satellite in a polar orbit around Minmus. We're going to make it a small satellite, and we're going to build it as cheaply as possible. Lander can. Let's use this here. Make me a tiny little satellite here. Smaller ones. Let's do that. Alright, that's going to be our satellite right there. Minmus or bust, yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Okay, that's what I thought. I can only attach down here. There we go. And we will put some photovoltaic cells on here, which are our power generated from sunlight. There we go. Now, number 1 key will toggle those solar panels. The contract specify what equipment the SAT needs. Yeah. Materials bay and maintain stability. And I will, let's see here, which, yeah, this is, yeah, that's a service bay. That's a science junior. That's a materials bay. Okay, that's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Hey YZ, how's it going? You are the first person to say anything to me on Mixer in months, I believe. Okay, we need to get communication. You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna turn this just to make it. There we go. Hey Caden, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. He's right here. Boom. That should be fine. You know, I'm gonna make custom action 2, so I don't have to click on these. It's gonna be toggle the antenna. There we go. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put some batteries in here. We're going to put more batteries than we could possibly need in here. Boom. And you know what? Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to click the battery. Yeah, good enough. Then in here we'll put some science. That many science, we'll just do this right here. There we go. Okay, then we'll go back up to this bay here, actually. And we will put our flight computer. That's something you need if you want to use Kerbal Engineer, if you don't actually have an engineer on board. Okay, so this is our satellite. How about you make some machine and shoot for target? Well, that's exactly what I'm doing, YZ. I'm making a machine and I'm going to shoot for a target. I'm shooting for the moon. Do a launch pad test because I've had solar panels not work when mounted to service bay. Really? That's how I do it every single time. I mean, yeah, I'll do a test just to test it, but yeah, that's how I do it pretty much every time, Pi. There we go. Everything working as intended. Alright, revert flight to vehicle assembly. Alright, so we'll go ahead and look at coupling here. I believe, yeah, that's the right size. Boom. Now, one of the things I got before, and this is not the end here, I'm just showing something here. Where is it now? My radial, here we go. This thing is amazing. Okay. There we go. If this works the way it used to anyway. Yeah, look at that. Now I've basically built a, and I can just, now I've basically taken that one tank and made it a rocket like that. So I mean, look at my thrust to weight and my delta V is pretty awesome. So you can actually design your own custom engine groups now with this radial attachment. I love it. Absolutely love it. What I'm gonna do is actually go like this. And you know what? I am going to use that fuel tank though. I don't think I'm going to use it like that, like I had. Let's see here. Let's get ourselves. This one has 285 and 310. That's 280 and 320. This one has so much more thrust. This one is. There are new parts with the DLC that are made to mount multiple engines. That's cool. This one. Okay, this one is hilarious though. Look at the thrust that I'm gonna get here in atmosphere. That's 290. That one cracks me up. All right, we'll see you, Caden. And of course, there's this one, which is awesome for out of the atmosphere. So much delta V. And I'm wondering, I just had a thought. I'm going to try something here. I wonder if I onion stage this, if just those would be good enough to get me to min-miss it around. That'd be pretty cool. Let's go with the skipper here. It's not quite enough. Well, hold on. I want to do true onion staging here. The new booster you unlocked is legit. Twin bore. Oh yeah, that right there. Yeah. That thing's insane. In fact, look at that. And if I threw this right here. Hey, thank you for the follow. But yeah. And the great thing about this is it's actually an entire engine with a fuel tank. All right, it's not really a booster as it is an actual engine. And because it can be shut off and turned on. Boosters, they're solid fuel, and once they're turned on, they can't be turned off. So that's you know, that's a distinction there. Yeah, look at all that delta V. Of course, most of that is out of the atmosphere, which means if I took this off and then I threw this skipper on, I lose some delta V, but I'm able to actually get where I want to go. Yeah, look at that thrust. I mean, 2.6. That's actually too much thrust. I'd have to, you know, turn it down. But with that, I could actually, technically, this will look ugly, but I can do that. Boom. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, that's hilarious. You know what, then go over here and grab that. Come over here to aerodynamics. There we go. This looks like some evil villain's thing. That's what that looks like to me. That's hilarious. And I mean, it's got all the... It should have what we need to get there. That is just so funny, though. You know what? I just had a thought. Let's throw that out real quick. Let's throw that out. Well, yeah. Let's bring this down. Let's bring this down. Let's go. Let's see if I can find it here. Okay, it's not in aerodynamics. It must be in, yeah, payload here. I don't want that one. No, let's get rid of that, because that's not the one I want. Do I want this one? Okay, that's the right radius. There we go. So now I can actually just attach straight. Well, I still want the decoupler though, right? Put that up there. Grab that. There we go. Boosters have to serve an SRB. Any engine fuel tank combo mounted radially for launch is considered a booster. Well, I mean, technically you're right, but that... So, I mean, yeah. I mean, anything can be a booster if I just mount it outside, yeah. Alright, so as is, sitting right here, we've got 4,000 delta V and a good thrust away. This is not a bad rocket just sitting right here. It just won't make it all the way to Minmus. You have a decoupler above? I do not. I have it below. I wasn't sure where I needed it. Because I've not actually used fairings. I've seen them used, but I've not actually used any. Where's this? Do I have two decouplers there? There we go. I did have two decouplers. There we go. Alright, so as it is, rocket launches, fairing comes off, and I decouple. And like I said, this rocket all by itself is actually not that bad. I just need some boosters to get it up a little bit higher, so let's take a look at that there. And we'll do some coupling here. Let's use the hydraulic detachment manifold. And then let's go back here to engines. Now, again, yeah, it would be hilarious just to throw a couple of these on there. Yeah, come on, line up right. There we go. Call that good. But, I mean, look at that thrust. I mean, in the atmosphere, 2.99. The delta V on these things is not that great. What is the ISP on this? It's 280 to 300. So that's not bad, actually. This is just going to Minmus. So those would fire with way too much thrust to weight, by the way. But that's fine. I can always throttle down. In fact, I might even limit it once I get it built, and then those go off while this happens. There we go. Put a couple struts to this thing. I think we're good to go. That's a lot of power, though. Way more than I need. I'm spending way more on it than I should. But, oh yeah, that should be plenty. You could even get away with having a smaller stage under the fairing, like a smaller tank with a poodle engine. You know, that might not be a bad idea. In fact, okay, so if I take this off, and then I move this, oops, move the whole thing up here just to get it out of the way. If I then went, say, this tank right here, and throw this little tiny spark engine, that's 2,000 delta V. What is a poodle going to get me? Just slightly less, but it looks better. But then I've got the decoupler in there already. I can just bring it up like this. Boom. I'm going to take this down. I'm going to redo this fairing, though. How do I redo the fairing? Edit fairing. There we go. There we go. So then I got this right here. And that doesn't look too bad. Okay, so fairing comes off, that comes off. That lights up when I do that. You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to do a, just to be on the safe side, I'm going to take a strut right here and have it go up here. All the way up. There is up as high as I do. That way that won't wobble around inside it, hopefully. There we go. This actually ought to fly decently well. I'm wanting to launch this just to see. What I'm going to do, though, because I hate trying to throttle down to control my speed. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to limit these. And we're going to go atmospheric. Yeah, I mean, it's basically onion staging, yeah. Or did I not do it? No, I didn't do onion staging. I just did just these boosters, then this. I had started to do onion staging, but did not. So no, I'm going to leave it like this, and just have it, you know, these thrust, fall off, then these thrust, then this one thrust. So I'm going to test it out that way and see how well it does. I'm more curious than anything about it, actually. Let's just see. Test sat. We'll save it, and we'll launch it, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm more curious than anything. It should be good. You probably don't even need the mainsail for launch. Yeah, I don't think I will, but I'm curious to see how it works exactly. And it may fail horribly. I don't think it will, but it may fail miserably. We'll just see. Yeah, I mean, I actually, like I said, I don't like trying to use my own throttle to limit my thrust, so I actually did a thrust limiter here to give me 1.4. And of course, it is a probe, so. All right. Let's see what happens. This PC or console? This is PC. And thank you for the follow, Elroy. I don't remember how many followers I've got tonight. My goal was 10, to get 10 followers tonight. I've gotten, what, 4 or 5, something like that. Yeah, I mean, it's doing good so far. I have not touched the controls yet. But yeah, I mean, it's flying fine so far. Start my turn at, like I said, roughly 10,000. Drop it over. Oh, it's wanting to tip. It's wanting to tip. I'm trying to bring it back, and we lost it. We lost it. Yep. Okay. So it was almost okay. It was almost okay. The difficulty curve for this game, I would say, it's pretty high, honestly. You start off with some super basic things, just, you know, firing simple rockets into the air, and then you get into some pretty complex things. But the good thing about this game is there's so many people that play it that there are so many resources out there for you to look things up and learn how to do it. Ah, come on. That'd help me some. Yeah, I mean, it's like Pi just said, you know, half game and half simulator. It's what we call real world adjacent physics. So I mean, it's really very close to real life physics. Let's try this again. As you can see, I added some reactor wheels. I also added some fins to help me with stabilization. That ought to help. Alright, so yeah, so again, it's leaning a little left, actually. I haven't touched the controls since we launched, and it's leaning a little left. Been looking into it, and the only issue is I'm on console, and I don't know how the interface would work with the controller. I actually play it on console. I let myself get a little bit higher before my turn, so I don't have to deal with that lower atmosphere and this push over here. But I've actually played it on console. In fact, I've got some streams where I've played it on console. The biggest issue with playing it on console, I mean, it works fine with the controller. The biggest issue is you can't get mods for it. And the only reason that's an issue is one of the biggest mods out there, Kerbal Engineer Redo, which gives me these numbers here and helps me figure out delta V. You can't get that on the console. So you got to learn a lot more about it on console. It's a lot harder on console because of that. So yeah, it's a lot harder on console because like you have to figure out delta V. If you are not good with math, you're not going to enjoy it. I personally enjoyed it. I'm a physics and math student at university, so I enjoyed it. But yeah, if you're not good with math, you're not going to enjoy it on console because you actually have to figure out your delta V by hand. That's with most PC games brought to console, though they don't bring mod support. Yeah. If he's asking, tell him to get the PC version. Yeah. The PC version, in my opinion, is a lot better. And I was so glad when I was able to start streaming it on the PC. And really, it does come back to just that, this right here. These numbers right here are numbers just makes the game so much easier. Oh, I need to burn. I wasn't paying attention. I was not paying attention. I hope I didn't hurt anything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Okay, when I first started playing Pi, I downloaded MechJeb. And I used it to learn. Okay? But, yeah, with MechJeb, you've just got to... it's better to learn on your own, okay? I spent so many hours doing things with MechJeb that would have been better had I learned how to do it on my own. I just would have been so much better. Okay, I'm going to be fine here. I'm actually going to kill this just a second because I'm driving away my apoapsis. I burned late, so I just started burning high instead of burning on the maneuver node. But yeah, the PC version is fun, though. Purple, it is fun. But yeah, like I said, you have to learn a lot more. There's something called Tchaikovsky's rocket equation, and if you, honestly, well, you can do the algebraic version, but if you're unfamiliar with linear functions or logarithms, then it's kind of hard. Because in order to figure out your delta V on the console, you have to use a formula that has natural logarithms in it, and it's basically the ISP of the rocket multiplied by gravity of the body, which the ISP was calculated on, which is 9.8, and then you multiply that by the natural logarithm of the full mass divided by the empty mass of the aircraft, and that gives you your delta V. And like I said, if you're unfamiliar with that kind of thing, it's a pain in the butt. Because you have to calculate each and every step. Boom. Okay. Alright, so, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to actually go out here and take a look at Minmus. Minmus is now our target. Okay, I'm going down, so I want to point... I want to get out of that. I want to point up. There we go. Perfect. So basically, my descending node here, I'm at 6.5 degrees. I'll explain. I don't have time to explain too much right now because I gotta hurry here. But I want to make my orbit, which is on a flat plane right now, I want to match the plane of this orbit over here. So I'm on the descending node here, so I want to push this end up. Pushing that descending node away from me. See, now I've only got a 1.3 degree angle between my orbit and this orbit. So I'm going to get a little bit closer and do the same thing. Math skills are horrible. Severe. Yeah, it's if you're playing on console, I mean, you can still play and have fun. Just don't expect to be amazing at the game if if your math skills aren't good. I mean, you can still fly rockets and just basically what you do if you don't have good math skills is you just overdo everything. Be like, I need a huge giant rocket, essentially. Like I said, I love math. I'm former military, but I'm going back to school to be, and my majors, I'm a dual major, math and physics. So I love math. So it works out for me. There, oh crap. Oh well, good enough. All right, now, you know what? I'm probably going to want to put it right about right here, actually. Perfect. An alternate method, time warp so that min-miss is in the correct phase angle, then put your maneuver node such that your trajectory climbs directly along the... Yeah, I mean, that is another way to do it. And yes, it is more fuel efficient, but I almost always play it safe. Almost always just play it safe. And you'll notice, like, let's say I need, you know, let's say I needed 5,000 delta V to get somewhere and do something. I'm going to try to have at least 10% more because I know me and I'm going to make mistakes. Yeah, I have Kerbal Space Program on the PC or on the console, and I actually streamed it a couple times. And if you watch those streams, hey, thank you for the follow, Purple. I appreciate it. How often do I plan on streaming this? Well, I have streamed this game, I want to say 7 times in the last 2 weeks, something like that. This is my 3rd day in a row because I got away from streaming last week because I had some issues, but I had planned on streaming it every day for the last 2 weeks. But so the way I'm going to be doing this, Purple, is if you have a specific question, I was telling people this last night, if you have a specific question about this game, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to actually answer it and demonstrate it on the stream. And one thing I'm going to try to get eventually is a way, because I had this when I was using OBS, but I'm not using OBS anymore, but I had a way where I could actually draw on the screen to explain things, and that comes in real handy. Yeah, if you have a question, Purple, yeah, feel free to ask, and I'll either be able to answer it right away, or I'll be able to find the answer. I've got lots of resources. Like I said, I'm going to university for math and physics, so I've got physics professors I can talk to. There are other people that play this game that are experts at it that are, you know, either some type of engineer or some type of physicist, and they are really good at this game because of that, and I can get the answer from them, so I can find the answer. And a really good resource is a streamer by the name of Daz Valdez on Twitch. He streams this, he calls it Kerbal Space Academy. And what he does is he actually, about once a month I believe, is he takes he takes this game and he starts you off at nothing, and he shows you how to build rockets, and he eventually shows you how, in one long stream that lasts a few hours, he shows you how to start your first rocket and get all the way to the moon and back. Yeah, see, like this, got way more delta V than I need for this. But hey, that's just what I do. All right, F5 for safety, because I'm about to time warp. And sometimes when you're going this far and you time warp, it'll throw your physics off. Daz is great, but he rarely does teaching stream. Really? See, I haven't watched him for a while. But I do know, now I have asked him questions recently. I had a question about the gravity in calculating delta V, whether that was the gravity of the body you're going to or the gravity of the planet that the ISP was figured up on, and it turns out it was a planet the ISP was figured on. But I sent him a message over Twitch, and I mean, within a day he sent me a message back. So he does like to help people and answer questions. I'm actually going to kill that. I'm going to go ahead and warp to the SOI. Whoa! See, that is why. That is why I don't like warping. Okay, we're going to F9 that. We'll kill that. We'll F9 because yeah. When I started warping, bad things happened. So as soon as I get out of here, oh, there we go. Load F9 to hold F9 to load last quick save. Hey there, Sneaky Snake. Yeah, the KSP community is great about helping. They really are. Anybody that plays this game knows how to play this game, etc. They're going to love to help people. Okay, so there was a good example there of why I save before I time warp. Because when I time warped, it threw off my physics and I was no longer getting caught. So we're going to time warp again. And if this time warp fails, then I will then I'll expand my my trajectory a little bit. Yeah, there's a really good community around Kerbal Space Program. Make sure, yeah. Yeah, be careful with your time warps. I was watching. I went back, and a person I love watching on YouTube is Markiplier. And I went back and watched his Kerbal Space Program because he played it a bit. Markiplier was studying to be, I think, a mechanical engineer or something before he became big on YouTube. And 4 times in a row, he fast-forwarded and he time-warped right into an orbit of the sun. It was hilarious. It was hilarious to watch him anyway because he had no clue what he was doing. There we go. Alright, so this purple is the orbit that I want to attain. Apologize for leaving and returning. My mixer keeps freezing. Hey, no big deal, purple. If you missed anything, or you know, that's fine. If you missed something and you want me to explain it again, that's fine. Alright, so I'm going to circularize around this, basically. Can I set this as my target? I can't. Okay. Wait a second. That's not it, is it? Or is it? Okay, that is my target. Yeah. That's what I thought. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to circularize my orbit. Right now, if I left this thing alone, I would follow this trajectory. I would exit Minmus here, and I would enter back over here somewhere, and I would continue on. And then I would be in that orbit of Kerbin until Minmus came around and caught me again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to burn retrograde, which means I'm going to point my rocket away from the direction I'm going, and then I'm going to burn my my engines to slow myself down so that Minmus here fully captures me in its orbit. Looks like at about a 90-degree. Yeah, it is going to be, but yeah, I mean, look at my delta V. It's going to be fine. Good enough. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a huge change here. It's going to be cheaper if I go down here than up. So I'll do that. So this is the orbit I'm trying to reach right here. And it's going that way, actually. if I go here and I go down, I'll be going down around it. So I'll be fine. Okay. But I wish I could make it my target. That'd be nice. But what I can do, I believe, is... Okay. Inclination, 90 degrees, yeah. My inclination is 6 degrees. So I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to warp to right about here. And I'm going to point my rocket down. Which will be one of these directions. Yeah, that's up. So I'm going to go back over to the mad triangle. There we go. Now, if I had a pilot in here that was better skilled, this would be easier because then I could just point him where I wanted to go. And if, like I said, if I wanted to, I could actually, you know, make a mark right here. Actually maneuver, and let's see what it's going to cost to get us there. Holy cow. So it's pretty good that I made a maneuver node here. Instead of just going off on my own here. There we go. So I actually want to hit the maneuver node. I've got, wow, 22 minutes until the burn. I am traveling so slow. That's still not exactly perfect. There we go. That's much better. Alright, it's only going to take me 100 delta V in order to do this. So I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I made the node. Doing a pure anti-normal burn will not go well. Yeah. Since I was actually changing that and, you know, trying to do... Yeah, it just made it so much better. It's gonna be pretty good here. Alright, I've got... Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit of time here. I'm traveling so slow around this. Estimated burn is only 2 seconds. That's crazy. I've got so much power in this thing. This is gonna be hard to do, actually. I might start my burn slightly early and not go full throttle. That might be what I do. Fast forward a little bit more. Now, the great thing is, let's say I miss my burn and I don't kick my burn, I can just wait till my next orbit. Not best case scenario, but you can do that. All right, kill the time warp here. F5 in case I missed this horribly. You know what? We're going to YOLO this and just go full burn for 2.6 seconds and see what happens. All right, 35 seconds until the burn. Yeah, I understand that. And that's what I was saying. I might burn early with a lower throttle. But yeah, it's going to be safer if I do that. I won't have to come back around and do another adjustment. So let's do that. Let's start burning right now. That was not bad. It's not perfect, but it should be within the it should be within their tolerance. It's not bad at all. So I'm going to go ahead and go retrograde and bring the other side closer. Not all the way. That should be within deviation, I would assume. It's actually pretty nice. I'll try to bring... I'll start here just to make it easy, so my apoapsis and periapsis don't flip. I'm going to come around here to my apoapsis and pull my periapsis to roughly where theirs is. And then I'll do the opposite over here. So I'm going to go ahead and warp over here. Warp a little closer. And this will be a nice relay. Am I still in the core stage? I've still got, yeah, I'm still in this core stage right here. I've still got this other little rocket with that little poodle engine if I need it. I'm at 223. Theirs is at 220. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to have nearly 2,500 extra delta V. Way over-engineered this thing. Yeah, like I said, I way over-engineered it, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. Still got quite a bit of time before I even get there, because I'm going so slow. There we go. See, I've still got 3 minutes. I don't want to fast forward much more though, but I still got 3 minutes till my periapsis, which I could burn a little bit here and push my periapsis closer to theirs, but I'm not going to. I think if I burn slightly after my periapsis and bring my apoapsis down close to theirs, I think they'll call it good. I mean, when you're talking about space, that's pretty dang close right there. Yeah, when you're that close. Still got a little over 2 minutes to go. And once I reach it, it's not going to take much delta V at all to bring this down. Hey, Daniel, how's it going? Watching Infinity War? Nice. I listened to your song, Daniel. I went ahead and listened to it. I actually didn't listen to it last night. I listened to it this morning. Alright, we are still about 50 seconds away. I'm going to try to get, again, right on my periapsis before I start burning my apoapsis down. Because I don't want my periapsis to move too much. Because it's pretty much perfectly where I want it. I'm doing real good, Daniel. I'm doing real good. Of course, I don't know if you saw the end of the stream last night, but those 3 Kerbals survived. And then I basically repeated that mission today and actually did it correctly. That's why I got a couple of rovers sitting here on Minmus. All right, 10 seconds. There we go. They're calling it good. Maintain stability for 10 seconds and I'll be good. Yeah, I probably will go out of the Kerbal system next time, but I'm not sure. Also, what do you rate my song on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me think about that and how I would rate it. All right, let's go ahead and, you know, while I'm here, let's go ahead and get some science. It's not going to be as much as if my science is down here. It's not going to be as much as if I, you know, brought it back, but might as well get some while I'm here. Well, 0, actually, so it's not. Is this going to get me anything? No, these are going to give me zeros, so yeah, there's no reason to get science right now. Let me go back to the Space Center. I do, while I'm thinking about how to answer that question, Daniel, I do have a, I've got a question for you, actually. That song you made, did you do that like in a program? Was it a looping program, or is that all original? Like, did you sit down at a keyboard and make it, or how did you make the song? All right, let's see what kind of missions we have now. Space flight above, yeah. I like when they say above because you can be like way above. There's always a plant flag on Minmus. Another satellite for a specific orbit. Or orbital station on a solar orbit. I still haven't done this. Just rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit and then dock them. Now this is hilarious, okay? The wording of this is absolutely hilarious. Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Kerbal. Dock 2 vessels on or around Kerbal. So I can build a ship, rendezvous it, crash it. Then I can just, down here, dock 2 vessels. That's easy. Okay, specific orbit of Kerbal. Conduct temperature surveys of Minmus near Minmus rover. Well, let's do that. The rover's already there. That'll be an easy science, and yeah. Which Minmus rover, though? If you have an Apple device, you get an app called GarageBand. Okay, so that's what you did. Let's do this. This is going to be easy. I mean, we're going to get an advanced completion. We're going to get some science, and I just have to decide. I have to figure out which rover is it, because I've got 2 named the same thing. That's the issue. They're actually both called Minmus rover. Look at all those satellite. All right, so let's go over here. Minmus. Okay, so it's this rover. Let's take control of this rover. It's the same exact rover. Right, yeah, Pi. That's what I'm thinking is hilarious. It doesn't have to be those. It says dock 2 vessels on or around Kerbal. So I could just build one in the spaceplane hangar and build an identical one and just have them touch and be fine. Okay, let's see. How are we looking on power for this one? This one doesn't have an antenna though. Is it going to be able? Yeah, I can't use this one because this one has a broken antenna. Dang it! Of course it does. Dang it. I'm going to fail that mission. I forgot this one had a broken antenna and can't be controlled. Which stinks because I'm only, you know, that far from it. And it was already there, but you have to make your own. I chose when I did the loops. Okay. And this is way too far to bring down here, so I'm going to fail this mission. Dang it. Alright, let's go back to Space Center here. How much am I going to lose for just canceling this contract? I totally forgot that that one didn't have an antenna. Failure is 51,000 in neighbor reputation. Well, there we go. Failed it. Whoops. Okay. I don't want to go out of the system yet on this stream. I've only got a little bit more time on this stream. I don't have enough time to actually go out of system, I don't think. Plus, I want to have more things. I'll tell you what I am going to do real quick. Make 2 tiny cars with docking ports and stick them together. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hey, Eagle, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. What we're going to do, we're going to get some more science here. I don't know how much we have. But we've got mobile space orbiting Kerbin. We'll go ahead and do this. And we will we'll go ahead and get our science from here. I don't know how much it's going to be. 25 science. It'll be something. Which platform do you mod yourself? I'm not sure what you're asking there, Daniel. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking. Which platform do you mod yourself? We'll go to the one around the moon and get the science there. It'll probably be about 30 more science. Oh, okay. Twitch or YouTube. Well, I'm looking at YouTube, and I'm technically looking at Twitch both at the same time. No, he meant do I moderate my chat? All right, so 32 transmit science. And go back to the Space Center. And we'll go get the last one. Then, you know what I might do, though, for fun? Instead of focusing on missions for a bit, I might take a break from missions and actually start looking at some planes. I haven't built an actual working plane in a long time. But you know my favorite parts for the planes, I don't think I've unlocked yet. All right, transmit science, 42 science, nice. Now our science per day has gone down. Eventually, like I said, we'll come back here and we will just redo all the experiments to refill it. And there we go. But let's take a look at this. I've only got 159. Let's high altitude flight. Large volume containment. I might already have what I wanted, actually. There's supersonic flight. There's high altitude flight. Oh, these are the parts that I really like. This heavy aerodynamics. That's what I really like. These pieces right here. Liquid fuselage, the cargo bay. I like this when I build my planes. I did some testing before, just to find out if I could build planes, which I'm not that great at. And this is these are the parts that I like. So when I get those, then I will start building planes. Now I'm not going to hand my moderation privileges to anybody, Daniel. I have both Twitch and YouTube up now, and so I can actually moderate them myself now. But yeah, I'm not going to hand moderation to anybody that I don't already know in real life. All right, let's have some fun with that. Rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Kerbal and dock 2 vessels. I'm gonna have some fun and just see if that is the way it's gonna work. So I'm gonna build me a little vehicle, and then I will shuttle parts. Shuttles are not easy compared to normal planes. Those pieces that I was talking about, Pi. That's the ones I like to use. Of course, you know what I should before I actually try to launch anything, I need to upgrade that runway. Alright, so we're going to simply do this. We're going to go here to structural. We're going to grab this octagonal strut here. Actually, which one's big? Is this one bigger? No, it's not. Oh, here we go. Let's use that. Let's scroll up here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to put that there. Put it here. We will throw one of, that's bigger than I thought, a smaller one. There we go. Wait a second, over 9.1 ton. Okay, whatever. We'll just throw that there. Let's get to that. Those aren't as big as I thought they were going to be. Let's go back to structural here, and we'll get these here. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Now, we'll go up here. We'll get one of these. Boom. We will put this right here. That is not what I wanted at all. Start over. Okay, I want the rotation to go that way. That's what I want. Boom. We'll do that. We'll put a, then we'll go to coupling. We'll put a clampetron docking port. Now we'll put a clampetron docking port junior on there. And we'll just put it on the, I want it to clip on the front there. That's what I want. Boom. And how did these get up here? What the heck? That was weird. We'll give it a battery so it doesn't run out of power. And then we'll launch it. Now we'll put this dumb docker. That's what we're going to call it, the dumb docker. Then all I'll do is I'll just back it up a bit, like this. Put my brakes, turn my brakes on, and go back to Space Center. Okay, we'll go back into the spaceplane hangar and we'll get another one. The same exact vessel. There we go. We'll launch it. No, dang it. Okay, yeah. I'll have to move it off the runway completely. You know, a game that's fun to make airplanes in is RoboCraft. That's actually a pretty fun game. Okay, so we'll take this one and we'll just move it over here. We'll make sure it's completely and totally off the runway. And we'll try not to tip it. There we go. We'll lock our brakes, and we'll go back, and we'll try it again. Now I should be able to launch the other one, and then just go meet those two up, and that should fulfill that contract, or that part of the contract. I'll still have to rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Kerbal. But I should be able to do that for just 10 to 20,000. All right, launch this again. And yeah, all we've got to do is go touch their noses. And I'll be using my brakes some, so I don't just ram right into it. Bink! There we go. Now, yeah, dock 2 vessels on or around Kerbal. That worked. Nice, so now I just recover the vessel. Boom. So that worked out nicely and easily. All right. Hey, we got 0.1 science earned for that. Hey, we got 161 science now. That's awesome. So I could actually come in here and get advanced aerodynamics if I wanted. Or specialized control, either one. Monopropellant take, Werner engine. Huh. That's pretty cool. Let's do this. Boom. All right, now I need to rendezvous 2 vessels. So the first thing I need to do is I need to figure out what's going to be the easiest vessel to rendezvous to. Of course, I'm going to get into orbit, and then I can look if I want. All right, I got the Mobile Space Lab. It's pretty high up there, though. This is much lower. Because the Mobile Space Lab, look at that. It's 1 million. It's out there. What is it? This is somebody else's. Yeah. But so we're gonna go for this tiny Sat 1A. That's what we're gonna do. That's gonna be. Look at all this. If I click this, look at all the debris floating all over the place. Holy cow! I'm gonna have to at some point. I'm gonna have to bring all these down. But now some of them, all I gotta do is fly them, and they'll fall on their own. Let's take that out. Okay, so this is gonna be our target. Tiny Sat 1. It's about 500,000 roughly. All right, so we're 450, whatever. So we'll try to rendezvous that. And we'll use the smallest we possibly can here. Or not necessarily the smallest, but the cheapest we possibly can. And you know what? I may take a Kerbal up there. I may take Jebediah up there to do it too. Just because he'll make things so much easier than having a probe. Okay. But we're not going to be doing any science or anything. That's where I draw the line between realism and video. Delete debris at the tracking station. Yeah, you know, I'm tempted to do that, Pi. I'm tempted to do that. I told myself when I started that I was not going to do that, but I'm tempted to anyway. Wait a second. Where are these parachutes? Where did they go? Where did they disappear to? Oh, here they are. That's better. Alright, so this is what's coming back. Let's go ahead and look at our coupling here. Boom. And let's see here. What is that? Inline clampetron. This thing's pretty cool, but I don't need it, obviously. Check the contract. You have to dock and not just rendezvous. No, in this one, see, we got a rendezvous. We've already docked to. So all I have to do is rendezvous. That's it. Note, have two different vessels in orbit of Kerbin within visual range of each other and kill their relative velocity. So it's actually going to be very easy to do. So I just need something that's going to be powerful enough to get me into orbit, and again, try to do it as cheaply as possible. So here's what I'm going to do. How much will this Poodle engine on the ground? It will only give me 0.23, but look at all that delta V once I get up there. So then I'm going to use another decoupler. Boom. We will throw another one of these on here. I think that's what I want to do. We'll figure it out here in a second. Throw a couple boosters on it. I think I'm going to call it good. You know, maybe I'll onion stage a couple more here. That's probably what I should do. Again, trying to do it for, you know, pretty cheaply. And we're going to use the Reliant, which has a better ISP in when you're on the ground. The thing is, though, they don't have as much gimbal, so this is going to be the one actually controlling it. These are just going to be more thrusting. We'll go back here, we'll grab this, and we'll go from here to here. We'll grab this and put it here. And yeah, look at, we've got way too much thrust, but I need that delta V. Hey, you know what I'm going to do? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to limit that thrust, actually. No, I've only got 58 seconds there. Let's see what happens if I limit this thrust. Down to about 1.5. There we go. Okay, and we're going to obviously strut it together so it doesn't try to fly off, go crazy. And boom. This should be all I need. 11,000. I thought I could do it for 10,000, but 11,000. This should be plenty to get me up into low Kerbal orbit. Now, most of my delta V is coming from this stage right here with the little Poodle engine. But we'll see what happens. Again, cheap. Rendezvous. I think that's how you spell rendezvous. Ah, should be a Z there. There we go. I was close. I was close. Of course, I do have to get... I'm not going to low Kerbal orbit anymore, though. I'm going to 500. But if I can get into space, I should be fine. There we go. 500 and 457. Okay. This is such a small rocket that it should be fine. Like I said, we'll find out and see what happens. Crap! I don't know if you guys realize what I did. I did not put any Kerbal Engineer stuff on it to help me out. There we go. So this will be a lot better. Now, I am not feeling well, guys. I'll be honest. I am thinking about ending the stream a little early tonight. I normally go to about midnight. I'm thinking about stopping a little earlier, maybe about 11. I am not feeling well. I had some issues last night and didn't sleep well. I won't bore you with all the details, but I had some issues, and I ended up then sleeping in till like 1 p.m. today. I'm having some stuff go on, and so I might end up killing the stream about 11 o'clock my time, which is here in about 30 minutes, or just after, maybe even just after this mission. We'll see. But I will be on again tomorrow night at probably 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I try to start in between 8 and 9 Central Standard Time. And this is working so far. I'm going to run out of these side tanks quickly, though. Another 10 seconds. And I'm actually going to lose some stability when I do. There we go. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but I do like to have it. I mean, you saw how I do. It's like some of the maneuver nodes and stuff like that. How I actually kill them and just do it. You know. So I could probably get by without it, but it is nice to have. The most specifically is just so I know how quickly I'm going to be coming up on staging. That's what I really like it for on a simple flight like this. Let's see here. How much burn time am I going to have to bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and prograde burn to help me out here. I mean, I'm not going to have to do, like, since I'm not actually trying to dock them or anything, this actually isn't going to be that hard to do as long as I can get our paths to cross. I mean, we're already on pretty much the same exact plane here. In fact, we are at, well, we're close enough. .8 degrees. Oh well. This little tiny engine here. Yeah. Not using the maneuver nodes. Anything that you can get by without the help, I think, is best. But yeah, one reason I like I said, for the times is what I like Kerbal Engineer for when I'm doing these simple things, and for this overlay right here. So I can, you know, come back in here and still see my periapsis and my apoapsis. Like, I'm not even really paying attention to the maneuver node right now. In fact, I'm going to kill my engines because my apoapsis is getting away from me. When I get about, let's say, right there. Let's do that. We'll start burning again. Hey, Dietz, how's it going? I'm probably just going to keep this burn until my apoapsis crosses into that plane, or into that, you know, I can get close enough to do something. Then I'll warp for a while, go around. There we go. How are we looking as far as that goes? Okay, so he's going to be over there. So we're going to have to warp a bit, all right? But once we get close enough, we'll kind of see if he's getting closer. Then I'll just kill it whenever we're close enough. Which that actually might not be bad right there. Separation, 485, wait, 485 kilometers is separation? Let's fast forward and see if we can get it even better than that. And if we can't get it better than that here in a few passes, then I'll adjust something. I mean, right now I'm looking at just kind of blind luck to get it close. You can actually make it more scientific. You know, try to catch up to them by lowering your orbit, or try to let them catch up to you by raising your orbit. Things like that. Okay, how close is that going to be? Separation. You know what? We're gonna call that good and get close. When I get over here, I'll kill my velocity to him, and I will, you know, I'll do better. You know, make it better. I've got the Delta V to not have to worry about it. Okay, let's go to rendezvous, and yeah, our distance is pretty far. I don't think we can even see each other, honestly. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I'm even close enough to worry about this yet. Can I even see my target? Yeah, I can. Okay. Yeah, to make a chance encounter. What's this doing to my... Yeah. May not have the Delta V to do it this way. And we'll find out. My periapsis is going to come within this range, but I'm going to be flying towards him, so it's okay. Because it'll fix that, since he's in front of me. There we go. Now I want to look at the target, which is where? There we go. And I want to go towards the target. Yeah, I was too far away when I started this. But this might work. Nope. I don't have the Delta V for it because I made that mistake. We're just going to revert to launch and try again. I used up all my Delta V there. 500,000 meters was way too far. I'm not going to go on the chance encounter again. I'll try it to make it better. Because I've got enough Delta V to do it with this, just not the way I did it there. You had the 2 purple marker touching. Yeah, I mean, but I had 13 seconds of burn left, is all I had. Wasn't nearly enough to slow me down. Rocket's wanting to lean. Let's bring it back this way. Yeah, I was going to be going pretty quick. And at a weird angle, too. I mean, yeah, look how much Delta V I've got. I got 3,000. I've got enough Delta V to do this. It's just, I did it. I got impatient. So what I'll do is I'll start off the same way I did, but then when I reach up here, I'll expand this out a bit to give me more room for a chance encounter here. So that way I can have a better chance of catching it along the line. All in all, I say we've had a pretty successful night, though. A couple of mistakes were made, but I've had fun. But yeah, after this mission, I'm going to call it. My Apoapsis is just starting to get further away from me now, so I'm going to give it a little bit of time here. Alright, so I'm going to go prograde. I'm going to warp here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to expand the circle a little bit. That way there's not as... Because you saw how the orange mark was jumping all over the place every time I passed by. Expanding the circle will make it not jump as big, and I can get a better chance of actually catching him decently close. Plus, I will already be closer to his velocity when we do... Wow. Okay, that's what I tried it at here, I think. Well, it's closer than what we already were before. Still not close enough, though. There we go. We'll F5 for safety. We'll fast forward a few times here. Go around a bit. See if we can get those to just randomly be pretty close. Yeah, it's going to jump way past it, isn't it? Yep. We'll go around a couple, have that go around again and see if it gets any closer. Well, and here's the great thing about doing this. Ooh, let's slow down there. How close are we there? 200 kilometers. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right here. Let's first of all click that rendezvous, and I'm gonna warp to right here. And I'm going to see if I can even see, because all I got to do is be within visual range. I don't think I can see him, though. Oops, I want to go retrograde to target anyway. Nah, he's not close enough yet. And still being 200 kilometers away. Let's go around a couple more times and see what happens. I would say there's no shame in using a maneuver node to set up a rendezvous. Well, I mean, it's not like it's hard. It's just, having the patience to get a good, Just let it go around a few times until you get close enough. I mean, because it's going to randomly fall eventually, unless it's just perfectly in sync where it's never going to. Eventually, you will get a good encounter. Like this one's going to jump past me. And I don't mind fast forwarding like this because, like I said, the whole time I'm out here, my mobile science labs are actually, this one might be pretty close. How far is that? That's a little bit further than the other one. Dang it. I hear maneuver node just makes it much quicker. Like real world elapsed time. Yeah. How close is that? 120. We're going to go with it here. Let's see what happens here. Let's fast forward to right here. Let's stop fast forward because we're at a 143. What is this going to be at? 126. Okay. I'm watching the distance here, and if the distance starts growing... Okay, see, I'm at 114 now. It's still going down. Can I see him yet? That's the thing. Dang it. I might have to use a maneuver node. I mean, he's coming pretty close. I'm not even sure where to look for him, honestly. I mean, he's only, 104, 103. So he's actually getting pretty close to me. I just can't find him. Yep, there he is. We're within visual range. My computer's acting. So like when I click or something, it's taking a second for it to respawn now. Did that do it? It did not count. Dang it, why did it not count? Restart KSP after every 3 to 4 hours of continuous play. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm going to have to do that. I mean, we're getting closer here. Basically, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to watch and see how close we actually get. If my distance starts to grow, then I will kill the relative velocity. Okay, it's starting to move away from it now. But we're still getting closer. And I might not have the delta V to actually do this anyway. Right, so now we look at the target again and try to go towards it again. Drag it up here. Come on, drag it up. There we go. See how we're looking here. Try to drag my prograde directly to looking at the target here. There we go. Let's keep that for a second and see if we actually end up meeting anywhere. We're going to get pretty close, but it's not going to be probably perfect. It's all, ooh, what are we there? 22 kilometers. That will be perfect. Look at that. Ooh. See, that's going to be... This is the one I want to look at now. Because we're going to be 2 kilometers apart right there, with only a relative speed of very little. So we're going to warp. I mean, we're only going to be 24 kilometers there. We're going to warp right here. Yeah, I'm going to have to. I'm going to be quitting Kerbal here soon anyway to stop the stream. But yeah, if I wasn't, I'd have to restart it. Oh, nice. Right after I rendezvous, I'll be really close to my apoapsis, and then I can bring my periapsis in and bring everybody home. I mean, we're definitely within visual range of each other. Really? Still hasn't completed the contract? Well, how close are we going to be? I mean, yeah. I'm getting really, really low on Delta V here. Yeah. Basically, I mean, as long as, and you know this, basically as long as my prograde is around this, I'm headed towards it, and I'm getting closer. Oh, good, we're good. We've done it. So let's get up here to apoapsis and bring ourselves down into a... There we go. Bring our periapsis into landing here. There we go. Then we'll just fast forward time until we're below 70,000. And I'm going to try to land on the very first pass. Use my engine to bring my apoapsis down enough where I'm not going to worry about it. I'll also push my periapsis a little bit lower as I'm doing this. I'll wait till I'm a little closer to the periapsis before I turn the engine on. Well, not really. I'm not going to worry about it that much. Oh, is that the space station right there? If I actually make it to my periaptus, then I'll kick on full throttle. Yeah. So yeah, we'll get our, we should, anyway, get our apoapsis down where this is going to be our landing pass. Yeah, definitely. Increasing the throttle a bit, bringing it down. There we go. Now again, one thing I love to do, just because, kick that rocket on barely, and then separate it. That's just fun for me to do for some reason. I don't know why. All my engineer stuff was over here, but I don't care. I don't need it to land. Yeah, I completed the contract. You see, I rendezvoused him. I was within like what 2 clicks, 2.43, something like that. It's completed. So now I'm just gonna land. Yeah, this part, like I've said before in my past streams, this part of it is actually pretty boring if things are made right. I'm watching some Jackie Chan movie with Johnny Knoxville. Huh. I didn't know he was in a movie with Johnny Knoxville. What's it called? Do you know? Shouldn't be using any electric charge because this thing should automatically want to point this end. dropping so slowly. Yeah, that's why I like to have the Kerbal Engineer thing, so I can see how fast I'm actually dropping and how fast I'm moving across the land, etc., etc. And if you have an engineer with you, which this only holds one person, but if you have an engineer with you, you don't need the Kerbal Engineer computers on your ship. You can actually just have the engineer will tell you all these numbers. Still dropping. Skip trace. Huh. I've not seen it. I'll have to look that up. I love Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's awesome. Yeah, Jackie Chan is amazing. I don't think you were on last night. I was telling people I used to fight in the cage, and I do several different martial arts, and so I love watching Jackie Chan because I love his creative use of the environment. I love that, seeing how he takes care of things using whatever's in the environment to use. All right, we're starting to fall and slow down now. Here shortly we'll get into the thicker atmosphere that really slows me down. How many times it takes for nails? Yeah. Now, one thing I love about Jackie Chan, and if you are a Jackie Chan fan, I'm sure you already know this, but he does his own stunts, and in some of his old movies, one particular I'm thinking of, he actually broke either his foot or his ankle doing a stunt, and they wanted to have a stuntman do it for him because he hurt himself, and he's like, "No, I'll do it." They put a cast on him, and they made the cast look like a shoe, and he did the stunt with that broken foot or ankle in the movie. Slowing down nicely. We won't quite get to see the nice Kerbal sunrise here. We can see some of the glowy stuff. Wait, nope, there's the sun. It peeked over. And we are nearly at the speed in which we can pop our chutes. And I bet you I still got plenty of electric charge still. Blader's good. I could have taken that monopropellant out. Sometimes I do just to get a little bit of delta V out of it, since I didn't use any RCS this time around. Alright, time to pop the chutes, turn SAS off, and fast forward 4 times. Landing on a little peninsula here. There we go. Mission success. We rendezvoused 2 vessels in space. Once this lands, we'll recover. We didn't get any science up there because I didn't take anything up there to get science. I just made that nice cheap rocket. What was it? 12,000 that it cost us to get up there and do that little rendezvous. There we go. Recover vessel. Okay, so hey, we did earn 1.7 science. Got a little bit of back there, but let's see, we've already got the message. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and call it quits for the evening. You guys take care. Thank you for watching, and thank you for those who stuck with me. And I'm excited about this. I'm getting more viewers, getting more subs. I will be back on tomorrow night, probably about 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I don't know why this screen. I'm still getting used to this new software. This is supposed to have something here. There we go. And let's pop back over. I'm still getting used to this new software. I'm using the Elgato software, and there's supposed to be text over on the left side of the screen there, telling, having a list of my supporters. But if it doesn't pop up this time, oh well. There it is. There we go. There's my sponsors. And so yeah, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. I'll be back on tomorrow night. And as always, I'm Sapper Woody, and it's been fun.